Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, or it's almost lunchtime. So we are on our second week of virtual learning. And I want to talk today. I know a lot of you are really just kind of starting to get going with your learning and your homework that your teachers are giving you online. One thing I want to talk about is grip, pencil grip. I work with pencil grip on a lot of my kids from young to old. So here's a few little tips that I do that don't take any specialized equipment or grips or things, just some things that you can do that I really do with a lot of my kids. Even if we're not really working on pencil grip, we still do this to help strengthen those muscles of the hand. The first thing, and if you're watching and your kids work with me, they know that Miss Carly or Mrs. Beach, depending on how old they are, what they call me, has all of her broken crayons. It drives some of the kiddos crazy. But, so I take a perfectly good crayon and I break it in half. What this does is this shortens that grip. So a lot of your kids who want to hold crayons or pencils like this, or all sorts of goofy things, they can't with this, they'll drop it. So what this really does, it forces this grip right here. They can do 2 fingers or 3, I don't really care. But it forces that grip. So you can see that nice open web space that it gives you that. So it's just a precursor to holding a pencil. So it gives you that. So they can write, they can color on their paper with that grip. Another thing I like to do is take your paper and tape it to the wall. If you have an easel, use an easel. And it helps that wrist. I've got a lot of kids who will want to write like this or do all sorts of kind of funky things with their wrists. This just gives them that wrist extension, along with developing that musculature and that beautiful little grasp pattern right there. Pencils. I have some kids, some of your kiddos, they will hold the pencil any way they want. I don't always mess with it. I will tell you, if their writing is looking really good, I usually don't mess with grip, especially if they're in those older grades, starting even like 2nd grade. If they're able to write, awesome. But here are some tips that I have for you all. So some of you who have some of these fisted grasps, take a little toy. I found one of my daughter's little, I don't even know what it is, a Hatchimals thing, I guess. Put it in their palm and tell them to hold that toy there. They can use 2 fingers or 3 fingers. Again, I don't care. 2 is preferred. Sometimes they want 3. You can take a little dinosaur, a cotton ball if you don't have a little toy, but just some little toy, a Barbie shoe, I don't care what it is. Have them hold it in there and then hold their pencil. So they have to hold their pencil while holding that toy in there, and don't drop the toy. That's what you tell them. Don't drop it. You got to hold it safe. That's one thing. You have your kids who like to hold their pencils straight up. I take 2 hair ties, or you could use a rubber band. I prefer a hair tie. A little one and a big one. If you have 2 big ones, you can still use that. You just knot it. Put them together in that little slip knot sort of deal. The big rubber band goes on their wrist. The little rubber band holds the pencil. So it pushes their pencil back into their palm. And again, you can put that with the toy, and there you have your grasp. You can practice writing on a paper like this. You can practice on a vertical surface, however you want, but it forces that grasp. So those are just a couple tips for you guys. Another one, I have kids who use rocket pencils. If your kid tells you that they use a rocket pencil with me, if you don't have a rocket pencil at home, no big deal. You can get them on Amazon. It's called the Twist and Write. But if you don't want to do that, an alternate way to do that is have them hold their pencil right between their index finger and their middle finger. So it's held there, and then pinch. So that gives them that grasp again. If they're still struggling, again, bring the toy into place and put the toy in there. That's an alternate to the rocket pencil. So my kids use rocket pencils. I've got several. This is another way to do it. If you have kids even if your kid doesn't use a rocket pencil, give it a try. When you're home with them and you can watch thing they're doing in writing, this is a great time to try this because it's going to help get that ingrained in their brain and in their little fingers to hold their pencil the right way. I work on it in OT, but I can't sit by them in class all day, and their teacher can't watch every single time they write. So I can work on something, but the carryover, we do our best. But when you're there and can carry over with them, give it a try. So those are my tips for today. So your broken crayon, your toy in the palm, your rubber bands, and then that alternate grasp right there. I also actually found these in my house and I just grabbed them real quick. This is like a little pencil thing. I think my kids got it like for Valentine's Day. I don't even know. But they come apart and you can hold them with this tiny little grasp like this. So it's a marker pencil thing and you can hold it with this tiny grasp and they can write like that. So it's kind of a fun way if you have those laying around. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, those of you who are on remind.com, just shoot me a message on there and I would love to answer your questions. All right, have a good afternoon and I'll get some more activities up either later today or tomorrow.